Thank you everyone for joining us today. We have Bernadette and Destiny. How are you guys doing?
Doing great.
I I am doing amazing.
So good, so good. Today is actually my birthday, which I am so happy about, and I feel really grateful today to have you and to have this emerging club that we're working on, and to be focusing on writing and on sharing love with the world. I think life has been treating me really kindly, and I wish the same for you. I wish really the same for everyone that I love and that I care about, and everyone in the world. So I just got an envelope from our friend Barbara. So sweet, Barbara. It's so nice to see her handwriting, and I'm excited to open it. Um, so sweet, so sweet. Um, and yeah, and I'm going to a dance performance tonight. And yesterday I went to a restaurant with a friend who really treated me really kindly. I feel like really, really blessed. Um, Last week I shared with you my excitement about AI narration. That it's something that I'm still like very interested in. I think that there is a like great potential there. I've been studying this week Pinterest marketing. It seems like Pinterest has some paid ads as well, and there are some people that are explaining that they are making good money on Pinterest. So I've studied that, progressed with the concept of a webinar. I'm really trying to focus on money making and sharing the books with the world. We have some new restructuring at your book team, which I'm very excited about. The chiefs have been meeting all of last week and the week before, and we're going to announce some major shifts, like really healthy changes. Board of director, and I'm just really excited about that. So it feels like things are moving in the right direction. I am personally going to focus more on book writing and on proper marketing for my books. There's been great progress, as both of you know, with the Kickstarter. It feels like it's really taking shape, really taking shape. And you guys, I know from previous experience that the first is always the most difficult. In anything that you do, the first time is most difficult. So I'm just already excited about the second Kickstarter campaign and the third Kickstarter campaign, and just kind of getting into the habit of, running with it and succeeding with it, and gaining the following and the super fans. Just really excited about that. Um, I've been learning how to manage projects better, to do less micromanagement. Um, been canceling most of my face-to-face meetings for the past few weeks and trying to focus on receiving agendas and doing Loom, which is not everyone's cup of tea, but I have been able to do more. I have been able to do more and give more feedback to more teams. So that's been something that uh, I've been practicing. I'm still very excited about this LGBT um, book, The Song of David and Jonathan. Super excited about that, and uh, it's a whole series. Like I try to push it aside because I need to focus on like other projects, but this book keeps coming in, which is an exciting thing. I'm excited when it's going to take shape. It will be so erotic, and in very many different ways, it's actually going to be very YA. How can you do YA and erotic? It's going to be all about the, touch of the fingers and the look and the butterflies. And it's just going to be very kind of PG in some ways, but at the same time, increasingly sensual as you go through the book. So I'm very excited about that. Um, yeah, I am trying to examine with myself why have I written 40 books or so and never published most of them? And what would it take to get them to be published? I'm holding more people accountable in the team, and I'm excited to create better accountability. Um, yeah, these are the things that I have been focusing on, thinking, growing, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts, your questions. Um, yeah, any thoughts, Bernadette, Destiny?
Okay. Um, Thoughts and questions about what you just discussed?
Anything, anything.
Okay. Um, well, personally, I don't really see why anyone would ask you why 40 books and not published because I'm in that same boat myself, so I wouldn't have any answers for that. But it sounds to me like you're finding your dare I say bliss.
Thank you
And
for saying that. I think I'll add to that. I think having written 40 books and published zero to almost none um, is a testament to much needed spiritual growth. I think that my thing has been fear of criticism, fear of being mocked in public. And recently, someone wrote about Under the Floorboards, a negative review online. And I noticed how my body was responding and how I began going into shame. And oh my God, the book must have more revisions and maybe I should unpublish it. And though, like, I began going into this old pattern of shame, of being found out, of being exposed, all of these imposter syndrome 101. And I, unlike in the past, I'm holding space for this terrified inner child. I am becoming the responsible adult and I'm holding this child and I'm saying, it's okay, it's okay. The more successful you are, the more negative criticism you'll receive. It's a good sign. That's a great sign. We should celebrate. And my child is like, really celebrate? I don't want to celebrate. I want to climb into bed and I want to cover myself in all the covers. And it sounds like the adult in me really knows that this is adulting. This is growing up. I want to receive thousands of one-star reviews, tens of thousands of one-star reviews, because it's an indication that the books have been out there. It's an indication that they were read by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. You have to have that percentage. You have to have that percentage of negative reviews. It's a law of nature. Go to any book that you really love and sort according to one-star reviews, and you will see that people hate it. That thing that you liked the most, that thing they criticize about in that book. You liked the lyricism, they criticize the lyricism. You didn't like you like the length, they don't like the length. Whatever it is, they are the total opposite of you regarding your favorite book as a reader. So that experience is something that I am trying to embrace. Being criticized, being mocked, being almost ostracized. All of these fears are very tribal, very primal. And I am 40 years old. I am not going to let this control my life. This is not who I want to become. So there's a lot of spiritual growth, and I hope to next year, sitting here talking to you, to be really proud of this factory that I've built to release all of these books. All of them are like a gift that was given from high above to myself. I channeled all of them, and it does not make sense to be so selfish and so greedy. and so afraid. It does not make sense. And I believe that when I release them to the universe, I'll have new waves of creativity and new waves of excitement. And you know, I've when I was a painter, when I was doing only painting in my early 20s, I found this mentor, multi-million dollar artist, a guy who was making money from selling his artwork. It was almost unheard of in my world. Artists, in my perception, were not to make money. Artists were starving. And this artist was like really well to do. And he told me there's nothing that I like more than an empty studio. And I was like, What do you mean? Don't you like the paintings that you have here?" He said, "No, I really love it when the agent comes to take all the paintings to the galleries, when they clear my studio and my studio is empty." And I really remember that. I think that was a good lesson for me to hear. And right now, my desk is piled with all of these projects that I've never had the courage to hit the publish button. And I believe that when I do that, I'll have some clarity and some freedom to create some new things. So, what I invite myself to experience this year is to trust the editing of some online programs to see that there are no typos or no big mistakes, and to be willing to release them. Some books have become bestsellers with typos and with some real big continuity issues and some really weird things. Some books have become bestsellers even with all of these quirks and mistakes. And I've been trying to correct these mistakes for a decade. It's a silly, sweet, childish mistake that I want to own and change and deliver upon. I'm okay with releasing books that have a few mistakes, but releasing them. And then maybe some readers will say, this is what happened to there is an author. There is an author called Hugh Howey. And Hugh Howey published a few books, and some of them had typos. He published them on his own. And one reader reached out to him with a list of all of the mistakes. In this page you've done this mistake, and in this page you have this type of. And one of the things that I love about Hugh Howey was the way that he responded. Instead of shutting down like most of us, he responded by saying, "This is amazing. This is amazing. How much do I owe you for this service?" So he wrote back to his reader that gave him a list of everything that was wrong with his books. And he was saying to his reader, "How much do I owe you for this service?" And I think that this is the attitude to go, because he turned this maybe cynical, kind of skeptical, semi-negative reader into a fan, and B, an actual employee. So he then hired this critical fan to become his editor. And I think that that is what I ought to do. I ought to put the books out there, and as soon as people begin to say, "Hey, this is wrong, let's change," then it's the time to change it. And as soon as people say, "Hey, you need to fix this," then is the time to change it. Rather than trying to get all of my ducks in order before I hit launch. The ducks in our life will never be in order. It's just when they seem to be all in order, then one of them goes out of order. This is what life is, and I think that I will never feel 100% ready to release the books. I have books about like erotica books from the Chinese dynasty and desert 19th century, and a whole series of fairy erotica. I have a book about Helen Keller that is historical fiction. I have about Leo Tolstoy that is historical fiction. I have a book about Gandhi that is historical fiction. I have something like 3 memoirs that I wrote. I have 8 self-help books that I wrote. I have outlines for 5 books of George Eliot, the author. I have all of these books that it makes no sense not to publish. And I hope that you will be able to hold me accountable to getting them out. Getting them out. It has never been easier to do a cover. Never been
True.
easier to do a cover. It has never been easier to do a spell check test, ensuring that the book has no typos. Never been easier. It has never been easier to upload a book and to click print and to have one copy held in your hand. Has never been easier. And I'm just really wishing for myself this freedom of having the books out there. I think it can be so good for my heart.
Mm.
Hmm.
I have three comments from everything you just said. Okay, I was taking notes if you saw.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, the ducks. I often say that every time I think that I have all of my ducks in a row, one of the little feathered bastards waddles off. So that's number one. Number two, you were talking about your desk with folders. Can you see them? I
Hmm.
don't know if it's showing or not.
I see
It's
the
a
Why you
height.
put
stack
it
like
in front of your face? There you go.
in front of my
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
Okay,
great.
this is like a third of my version of what you described that I have written in the past. And then today I came up with another one that I'm currently making an outline for. What was the third one? It's right here. I put my folders on top of it. Um, oh, criticism. It's something that my daddy always taught me that I think applies to what you're saying there is more people are almost always willing to stop and complain, but very few actually stop and compliment. So for every complaint that you get, there's probably dozens of others that would compliment you if they actually took the time.
Yeah.
Your turn, Destiny.
Thank you,
Okay.
Bernadette.
Good. You,
Very
you, you
valuable.
noticed I was trying to speak. Okay, so, firstly, I am genuinely curious. Hold up, I need water for this. I am genuinely curious what gave you the choice of deciding to write a story on David and Jonathan being gay lovers, seeing how conservative Christianity exists, and God are they vocal and terrifying when they want to be, with it a lot of times. And so I'm wondering what gave you the choice to take the take that a lot of conservative Christians like to pretend doesn't exist.
When it comes to biblical David and Jonathan, having had the pleasure of reading the Bible in its original language, in a language that feels more natural to me than English, having the joy of reading it in Hebrew really gives me more than an intellectual experience. It's a visceral, full body experience, as you can only have, I believe, in your mother tongue. That experience is one that is very pleasurable. And I really love erotica in the Bible. You'll say erotica in the Bible? Of course. There is Psalms have erotica, Song of Songs have erotica. It speaks about, thy breasts are as sweet as like there is clear erotica. And the way that the religious establishments over the years have been able to cope with it were always saying this is an allegory. This is just a description of the relationship of love to God. This is not about what it looks like, but it is there, black on white. It's like very clear to see, that there is erotica in the Bible. Similarly, I find that it is easy to see that some relationships in the Bible were not as platonic as they may seem. With Jonathan and David, Jonathan takes his own robe and his sword and gives it to David, saying, "I will follow you." And when Jonathan dies, David says, "I, you meant so much to me, oh Jonathan. Your love was more supreme than the love of women for me." So it says so, it's very clear. And the way that they hid from Saul's father, the way they met in different caves and the wilderness, and they had this kind of secret language to communicate with throwing arrows and whatnot. And the fact that Saul, the king, was so upset about this relationship, um, I find that it's all very clear to me. I don't want to meddle with any conservative establishments. The last thing I want is to be attacked. But I find that sometimes in life you have to stand for what you believe. This is why I've been writing so many Holocaust novels about true heroes, people that stood up to the Nazi regime. When writing about them, I get to be inspired, and some of their heroism rubs off on me. It's almost like putting your hand in a bucket of honey. You cannot take your hand out without some honey sticking to you. So when I am focusing for months and years on stories of true heroism, not heroism in a battle, like in a war, but true heroism of like day to day hiding someone to save their lives. I think heroism rubs off on you. And with some of my peace activism regarding Israel and Palestine, I've been saying things that ostracized me from many of my friends. And with some of my LGBT activism, I've done some things and said some things, even just going by she, her. There are some friends that are no longer my friends. They think that I went bonkers. So I feel comfortable going with my truth. And my truth is there were gay people always, there were trans people always. In many societies, you can see that in Greek mythology, in Aboriginal cultures. It's very clear. Reading the Greek mythological book adaptation to modern day story, Song of Achilles by Madeleine Miller, was really encouraging for me. I was like, ah, this is how you do it. Okay, okay, this is easy. So I really am trying to do copy paste of that concept of taking a love story from history. Um, Madeline Miller really knew Greek mythology. She studied it. And I studied the Bible from elementary school. I know many sections of the Bible by heart. By age 13, I memorized a whole portion, a whole parasha. קומי אורי כי בא העורך, וכבוד אדוני עלייך זרח, כי הנה האור יכלה ערך, בארצך ירומים, ועלייך יזהר אדוני, וכבודו עלייך ייראה. Like I memorized an entire, so I know sections from the Bible by heart. I feel really comfortable with biblical language. I've traveled the land, uh, many of the sites that are mentioned, the site of David and Goliath in the valley of Elah, that was in a walking distance from my home when I was born, a walking distance. So for me, it feels like, of course, of course. So I cannot wait to tell this story. And I have a series of like 12 books, kind of from one angle, and then 12 books from another angle, like changing POV. But I think my challenge would be to just write the first one. That would be the challenge rather than, plan this incredible arc and be addicted to over planning. My challenge would be to write the first one, and I already have many of the scenes in my mind, and I think that it will find a following. I think that many people, especially from the religious world, from Christianity and Judaism, as well as from Islam. But I think many people would actually like it and they're looking for it. I don't think that there should be a tension between, say, uh, the Catholic Church and gay people. I don't think that there should be any tension. I think that they can coexist beautifully together. It just requires a lot of spiritual growth for both sides. Both sides feel really attacked, but I think that they can coexist beautifully. And there are some groups in Italy for gay people within the Catholic Church, and you know what their name is? Guess.
Hmm?
What's the title? What's the name of groups for gay people in Italy in the Catholic Church? The
What is the
name
name?
the name of the groups are Jonathan and David. That's how they call the groups.
That's wholesome.
So
Something that maybe you can mention in your book along what you just
yeah,
said
yeah,
is essentially that it's okay to have differing ideals. Your ideals might not get along, but you still can.
exactly. The ideals can come back, but it doesn't mean that you must come back. The
Exactly.
Your ideals might not get along, but you can. I love that, and I think that yeah, I am so happy not to be 20 anymore. I was 20. I was so scared of what people will think of me, of being perceived as gay, being perceived as trans, being perceived as odd, being perceived as bossy, being perceived as stupid. And now I know that I am all of those. I am bossy. I am stupid. I am trans. I am gay. And, I just want to ERR, to make more mistakes more publicly and to be there to catch me when I fall and when I am overwhelmed, just to be there for me. But I really want to have the courage to make more mistakes more publicly. And I think that that's the people that I admire the most. They make mistakes all the time, publicly, publicly. That's what I'd like to do. And I cannot wait for this book and for other books to be out there. And I wish the same for you. I wish the same for you. I hope that you're gaining experience in being bossy, in looking stupid, in not knowing what to do technologically or mentally or spiritually, and being clueless. It's only through falling, getting up, falling, getting up, falling, getting up, trying, failing, trying, failing, trying, failing, trying, failing, trying, failing, trying, failing. It's only through this that we learn and that we become better versions of ourselves. I remember when I led first meetings on Zoom years ago, I was terrified, terrified. And I'm still a little bit anxious when I speak in front of dozens of people. But I know that I want to speak in front of thousands of people and I want to feel comfortable as just as I'm speaking to you right now. So for that to happen, I need to speak in front of dozens of people more often, and then hundreds of people more often. So then I can speak to thousands. I have to do this trial and error, and I really wish the same for you to utilize this opportunity to make this time of growth and learning. And I hope to model that to you. I hope to model that to you so that you can see, oh, John's book was not that good, and John is making a lot of money.
I've read your books just in the YBT work, and your books are great.
Some people don't think so.
See, I'm not even worried about any of that myself. The thing
What
I'm
are
worried
you
about
worried about?
is I'm worried about coming up with the money
The money for what?
because for getting my books published because I just don't have the means to do it the way that you and the others are doing it.
It's in your head, Bernadette. It's in your head. My first books cost about $5 to produce. What do I mean by $5? I opened Microsoft PowerPoint. I wrote the title of the book. I saved as image, and I uploaded to Amazon KDP. Opening Amazon KDP account costs zero money. I uploaded the cover. I uploaded the Word document. It was a Word document. You know how to save a Word document. I uploaded the Word document and I hit publish. And Amazon told me, your book is not properly formatted. And I was like, what the heck? How do I format it? And then it said, well, watch this video. And I watched, and then I saw that there was such a thing called headings. I was like, oh my God, I don't know Microsoft Word. And then I had to learn what are headings. And I did headings and I did a table of contents so that Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing would be happy. And then I hit publish. And then lo and behold, within 48 hours, my book was available for purchase online.
Here's the problem I'm running into with that. Um, there's a lot of technical jargon in their contracts, and there are a lot of options to pick. Um, the technical jargon, I'm having a lot of trouble understanding it. And then I have been told by people who use Amazon that if you choose certain ones, you don't actually make any money from the purchase of your book because it's on sale for them at a dollar. I mean, I'm sorry, at a dollar, at $0. And so then you don't either.
First of all, I'm so happy that you're bringing this up, Bernadette. It took you months and months to bring this up, and I want to encourage you to bring things up faster. You are here, basically, don't want to say slaving, but you are really working hundreds of hours for John and YBT. The least that John can do is help you overcome some things that she overcame, you know, 10 years ago, right? That's the least that I can do. Let me tackle all of your fears. Okay?
Okay.
First of all, any technical problem that you have, hey John, what do I do about this? Hey John, what do I do about it? If you don't feel um, uncomfortable being annoying, you will get answers. Sometimes you might need to text me or to email me a dozen times, but you will get the answers. That's number one. Number two, so I'm giving you permission, I'm encouraging you to please write to me. This is why I'm here. That's number one. Number two, some people are not making money. First of all, even if a book makes $1, if it sells 1,000 copies a month, that's money. I can use an extra $1,000 a month. So $1 is a lot of money if it's multiplied. Second of all, you can price the Kindle up to $9.99. You can. You can price the Kindle up to $9.99. Um, when it comes to Amazon has many contracts and many options, that's not true. Amazon has
Well, I mean,
one contract.
the wording in their contract is complicated.
I have never read the wording.
Oh.
Being so responsible and so much of a mature person can sometimes take away from um, you know, um, actual childlike doing. Don't try and get everything right. It's not like if you had any complaint about the contract with Amazon, you can text them and they will change something. They will not respond to you. This is their contract. When you sign up, you agree. You retain the rights. You can at any moment take your book and unpublish it. I have done that. So the risks are in our heads. Let me just take a different story that might help you to understand and to mitigate the risks. So artists. I was an artist for many years, made a lot of money through selling paintings. Some artists told me, "Oh, I don't want to put my paintings online." And I was like, "Why?" And they told me, with the internet, they steal your stuff. Like people will steal my paintings and like copy. They can edit out my signature at the bottom of the painting and say that they did it. They can steal my paintings. But you can see that this is not a good excuse not to have an good online presence. You can see clearly that this is not a good excuse, right?
Well, yes and no. Do you not think it's a problem that if someone gets your book or
No,
obtains the book from
paintings,
Amazon?
paintings. Let's speak
No,
only
that's
of
not
the
what I'm
paintings.
saying. That's
I
not
know,
what I'm
but it's
saying.
just I'm trying to. You're going too fast. Let's slow down.
Sorry.
I'm talking about artists.
Mm-hmm.
Artists that told John 15 years ago, I don't want to put my paintings online because I'm afraid that my paintings will be stolen. Bernadette, do you think that they were right?
No, I don't think so.
But their paintings can be stolen.
I get that, but I guess
So wait, don't do the mental leap. You're very fast. Don't go so fast.
okay.
Be with me and with my frustration of assisting great artists. I'm in my mid-20s. Some great artists that I look at their studio and it's like, oh my God, how come they are not millionaires? How come their work isn't in the biggest galleries in New York and in London? How come? And I tell them like, where's your portfolio? Where's your website? And they tell me, oh no. I don't do the internet. No. I've heard some horror stories. Oh no. If someone wants to buy my paintings, they can come to my home. I can show it to them. And Bernadette, you can feel my crunch. Like you could feel how I was like dying for them to change their ways. Is that correct? Still don't jump ahead. Is that correct? You can feel and you can feel the same
Yeah.
visceral feeling of like you're setting yourself up for failure with these artists, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now I am allowing you to move forward just one step.
Okay.
If you can see the fallacy that these artists had, let's look at some of the fallacies that you may have and how we can solve them.
Okay.
Copyright wise, you take the book, you print it at home or at a local printer. It costs you 20 bucks. You print it, you put it in an envelope, a sealed envelope, a sealed envelope. You send
Okay.
it from Bernadette to Bernadette. You put it in the mail, it comes back to you, and it has a stamp. It has a stamp. You don't open it. You write for yourself, this is my manuscript. It is sent to me. It has the stamp and it is sealed. This is applicable at court. If someone steals your book, you paid 20 bucks plus an envelope, 22 bucks. You have the seal, like you have the uh, post office stamp with a date. This is applicable in court to show that you are the original author of
Mhm.
this book. What other concerns do you have?
Well, that wasn't actually my concern. My concern was that you know how they have the option for $0, zero charge books. There's a uh, I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's like Kindle readers or
Yeah,
preferred readers, something
Kindle
like that.
Unlimited. Kindle
Ye-
Unlimited. KU.
right. So I was told that what that means is that that book is free. You don't even get paid for that book if someone buys that book.
Okay. Have you checked this information that you were told?
I have researched it, but I'm not really finding any good answers.
But you haven't really researched because Bernadette that I know will find research answers within 5 minutes.
I'll keep trying. I just haven't been able
No,
to find
no,
anything.
you will find it right now in the next 5 minutes. You'll be sharing your screen and we'll find the answers because right now I don't hear rationality. I hear fear. I
That
don't
could
hear
be.
research. Yeah, I don't hear research. So
Can
now I just 1 second, Destiny. This is really good, and I want to hold Bernadette's hand. So Bernadette, share your screen.
Okay. Let's see here. Screen, share.
Now open AI like ChatGPT.
Okay. Ah, the stupid thing's in the way. There we go.
ChatGPT. Great. Now write the question. I heard, I'm going to read it to you, okay? I
Okay.
heard Amazon authors make zero money,
Ah,
zero
uh-huh.
money when their book is available for free for all Amazon authors or Amazon readers. Is this true for all Amazon readers?
Dang it.
Is this true? The
Yeah.
answer that and now hit send. The
And I
answer that
will
you
admit I have not used
you
this way of
I know,
research.
I know you haven't.
Mhm.
So if your book is simply listed as permanently free, okay. Number two, if your book is in Kindle Unlimited. So now you have some jargon. You have some word to memorize. Kindle Unlimited, KU. Okay, great. Okay, keep scrolling down.
Okay, so they basically get paid per book. I mean, per page read. Okay.
Good. So now let's ask it, so how do independent authors make money? Question mark. Okay. So wait, it does say that ebooks have royalty?
Okay.
Destiny, I want you to follow on this and to be like really in the know. I might examine you on some of these royalties in the future. I want you to memorize
I
this.
am actively listening.
Very good. And seeing the screen. Okay, so Bernadette, read to me the number one, ebooks.
Authors set their own price between 99 cents and $200 on Amazon.
Wait. It means that you can price your book at $200?
It's what it says, but I don't believe it.
Well, it sounds like you can. Great.
Mm.
Let's talk about 35% royalty.
If the book is, sorry, loud motorcycle. Okay, 35% royalty if the book is priced below 299 or above 999.
Okay. And how much 70% royalty?
If priced between 299 and 999, most common.
Mhm, mhm. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, this is more useful information than what I have found before. I don't know why I didn't think of using ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, the truth is that it's not only ChatGPT. Google would have given you the same answers as well. And I'm not saying that to criticize you or to, God forbid, um, present you in a light of a person that doesn't do research. I think that oftentimes our fear controls who we are, the type of research that we do. For a long time, I thought about like taxes were a big deal for me. Like taxes, oh, the taxes. And I was in my early 20s. Taxes sounded like this monster to me. And I didn't want to open a LLC when I was in my early 20s because of this and that, stupid things that were not my own. These fears were instilled in me by my father and people around. They had zero to do with the reality. The reality is that taxes are not as frightening. They are pretty straightforward. Um, I'm happy to pay taxes. It just took a little bit of maturing and adulting for me to do and to do some research. You will be surprised of how many authors are selling their books. And even if your books are not sold, the fact that someone can buy them and the fact that you are a published author is a big enough of a deal. Is a big enough of a deal so that someone can go and buy your book for $4.99, $2.99, $9.99, $200. So I want to encourage you to listen inside and see when is it fear that is speaking. And I would say that it's most of the time in my head, fear is speaking. So yeah.
Okay. So I guess now I just need to compare the benefits of that and or maybe is do you know if it just off the top of your head, is it possible to publish on Amazon but then still publish through an actual publisher?
And that's what's another question that you should ask ChatGPT.
Okay.
How, is it possible to publish on Amazon and then publish on natural publisher?
Okay.
I have answers, but ChatGPT has better answers, and ChatGPT you can ask further questions, and but the absolute answer is yes and yes and yes. Of course.
Okay.
Any other
Okay.
answer? Any other
That
fear?
answers all my questions then, actually, and I don't see any reason for me to not move forward now.
I What I was going to say is something on the lines of Bernadette's fear of like money. Is that I know for a fact, Bernadette, that you have a Kickstarter. I'm I'm one of your collaborators. The
You do
whole
know for a
point,
fact.
the whole
You do.
point of a book's Kickstarter is to help the author afford to publish the book in Bizzle Avenue. That's kind of why the Kickstarter exists.
True.
So, as long and I'm so like with our experience through your book team, we can do this. As long as we can ensure that your Kickstarter is successful, and I feel like that money issue will become a non issue as long as you set your goal to a amount that you know will cover the social issue. That's why Kickstarters exist. Anywho, Zon, I do apologize for nearly interrupting you. That was my point I was trying to say.
I appreciate that, and I think you're right, Destiny. There are many avenues to success, but we have to choose and walk them. We have to just walk the talk. We need to move forward and just think about the readers, think about the consumers, think about the people that you will touch. There are people that you can touch that I cannot touch. There are people who will only hear you speak to them. The way that I will come across or that some other person will come across will not hit them in their heart, will not move them the way that you can. So you have a gift. It's a God-given gift. The universe gave you this gift, and it's your mandate. It is your duty to deliver this. And I'm just really excited to see how your journey will unfold once you decide that you're worthy and that your audience is worthy of your efforts.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Mhm.
And I'm here to
And
be
I'm
a
sorry,
pain in the
my
neck.
dog is giving me fits right over here. I need to go take him outside.
No
I
worries.
I think he's about to have an
Yeah.
accident.
No worries. No worries.
I'm
Thank
very
you so much,
sorry.
Bernadette. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too.
Tell your dog that it's the best boy.
Yes, he knows that and he uses that often.
Have a great day, both of you.
Bye. I'll
Yeah.
talk to you this weekend.
Thank you, Bernadette, and
Yours.
thank you, Destiny.
Bye.